F123 is finally here, and so we're starting on my team career mode. This is what the car looks like, and this is the calendar we have. So we're doing 16 races. We're going from Bahrain to Baku to Miami to Imola. Then we're doing the new layout as Spain. Then we're going to Canada, Great Britain, Belgium, Netherlands, Monza, Singapore, Qatar. Then we're going to Mexico, Brazil, and finishing off the season at Las Vegas, which is very different compared to what most people will do, and they'll probably still keep Abu Dhabi, but Abu Dhabi is just a bit boring. It's not really changed. And the only real reason I used it last year was because you don't really want to be ending at Brazil all the time, and also it was a new layout on the game. So, yeah, as you can see, we're going through and doing our assists. I can drive with full traction control off. However, for the purpose of not using many flashbacks in career modes, and also the fact that I'll be using medium traction control when it comes to league racing and things like that, we're going to keep it on medium. I will turn it off, and I will learn it off so we can do it for this series. But I've literally had the game a couple days. This is recorded earlier today on Sunday, and I got the game Friday, played it a bit on Friday, a bit of Friday night. And then Saturday, didn't play it, was busy. Today, I played career mode, and that was about it. So we've only played about, 10 hours at most of game time. So yeah, and as you can see, we're just sorting out the settings here. If you're really intrigued on what we're doing and what kind of settings we've got going, then here you are. You know, we've got formation laps and stuff like that, as always. And I mean, the my team that I didn't do in my team last year. I did a Haas career mode, but like, we didn't do my team, last year, and I want to do it this year. And we've got a name suggestion from one of my friends. We'll give him a shout out when it comes up. Don't worry, mate. You're getting a shout out. Sit tight. He said he's looking forward to the video. So, you know, it's kind of giving me a little kick up the arse in order to get it done and get it out for this evening. And I'll make sure I send it to him as well so he watches it. So yeah. I think we've done with the settings now. If there was anything you're really intrigued to see, then there it is. I think we've got vehicle damage on standard, as always. And yeah, so in terms of the name, you'll see what my name is going to be. It'll probably be the same name as I had in all my career modes, like towards the end of last year. It'll probably be Jake Iceberg, which is my nickname. Iceberg is my nickname. And it's also the team name, because our team name is going to be... You're waiting. Sorry. And then in terms of commentary name, every year I have a look through, see if they've got Jake. They never have Jake, so it always ends up being, because my nickname is Iceberg, I always end up going with Iceman as my commentary name, because it's also just a pretty cool nickname for a commentator to say. And then in terms of driver number, we're going to be taking Sebastian Vettel's number 5, with Sebastian Vettel, my favourite driver of all time. We're going to take his number. It just seems right. So here we go. Shout out to you, Ben, for coming up with Iceberg's iRacing. That is going to be the name of my team for this year. Iceberg's iRacing. And, yeah, so cheers to you, Ben. It's a pretty cool name. Got a bit of alliteration in there. And, yeah, so in terms of the colours, we've gone with a pink, gold and white. Every single season, that colour, the main colour of the season's pink, but the main colour will change every single season. So we could have a lime green, we could have a turquoise, a cyan, we could have a purple in there, we could have a black, we could have a full white with a bit of gold. You know, we could do a lot. And I want to make a lot of episodes and a lot of seasons on this career mode. So we're going to have a lot of time to do different things. And also you can customize your livery for special occasions as well. It's not just like a start of every season kind of thing. You can customize it whenever you want. So if I was, say, only doing a couple episodes a week and I was like, we're not going to get through all the colours, we could do half a season in one colour, half a season in another potentially. So yeah, I've kind of just glossed over everything. My bad. We've gone with Monet Paddy. I think we ended up going with the Red Bull powertrains. And in terms of a teammate, we're going to actually pick up Teo Porcher. So yeah, let's see what Teo can do. He is the best driver we had available to us, because everyone has, well, pretty much everyone's got a pretty different selection. So we ended up with Teo Porcher, who I think is one of the good ones. We're going to have 150k left over. And, yeah, pretty happy with that. So let's get into making the livery. So as you can see, we already have our overalls and my helmet are done. And you can see we've got a white, a gold, and a pink theme going on. So that's going to stay the same with the livery. We do have the Audi livery that we bought last game, or that we unlocked last game in the pit pass. So we could do an Audi career mode if we really wanted to. However, I don't know if I'll have time, considering right now we're going to be doing this. I want to play Breaking Point because I've not watched a single bit of it. So it'll be all new to me, so we could do some Breaking Point. We could also do some streams because I can screen record my own Twitch stream VODs, and we could get some content done on them and things like that. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to see what we can do in terms of content, because there's also a potential for maybe some league racing, and I'll actually be competitive because it's not as easy to spin, and I'll be able to show off my true pace. I'll be able to be a bit more consistent. So it should be a lot of fun. We should have a lot of content coming up on this game, especially until the release of the new FIFA, if I choose to get the new FIFA, that is. If I don't choose to get to the new FIFA, which I'll be very disappointed in, then we'll just be doing career mode straight. We'll probably get all of Breaking Point done within the next 2 months. We'll probably have loads of seasons of career mode, probably have league racing every week, and it'll probably become just a mainly F1 channel. But I'm hoping to get FIFA. I'm hoping that maybe we could do Bechetic's I'm stuttering. Bechetic's Boys. That's what I want to do, and I want to make like not daily, because daily's a lot of effort, but I want to be making, you know, a few episodes a week of that, which would then obviously bump this into the back of the importance list. So, you know, you just got to bear that in mind, that in a couple months' time we may not be as consistent. So, in terms of a logo, Iceberg's iRacing, Iceberg, we went with something that kind of looked like an eye, and we've just made it, I think we ended up going with gold and white, because those are the two colours we are not going to change throughout the whole of this series, meaning we are never going to need to change our logo. Look at that. I am a genius. This is probably going to be the longest video that is ever going to go up on this channel that isn't like a VOD. So, this is going to be absolute pain for me to talk for the next 30 minutes. And then I've got to sit here for like an hour whilst the Grand Prix is on, waiting for this to edit. And then I've got to sit for an hour while it uploads onto YouTube. Oh, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. I'm telling you now, it'll be worth it. So, yeah. We were the gold. Oh, did I go gold and pink? There's no way I went gold and pink. Yeah, I changed my mind. I went gold and white. I'm very happy that I didn't go gold and pink. It just didn't look right. So there we go. Iceberg's iRacing. The team colours are now set up. What am I doing? We're done. Please, we're done. Oh, no. Background colours. Yep, because that really matters, doesn't it, Jake? So, yeah, it is what it is. Again, I'm not too concerned. I mean, I'll be happy to take suggestions for future teammates. I'll be happy to take suggestions for realistic teammates, for where I should put sponsors, for who my next sponsor should be, future race numbers, for, you know, plenty of things. I'll be happy to change a lot of things. Future car colours, future liveries. Do we maybe do a season where we merge with Audi and we go with the Audi livery? But yeah, this is how the grid performance runs down. So we have a Red Bull clear at the top. We then have a little pack of Ferrari, Mercedes, and Aston Martin. And then we have the rest of the grid, basically. So points are on, realistically. By the way, I do have audio on, so I'm not sure how loud it is compared to my voice. And if that's annoying, I'll have to do a full volume watch through after this. So, you know, this is going to be a bit of a long process. But here we are in our first lap in anger of the whole of this game in My Team Career Mode, because this is practice 1. We ended up getting 5 out of 5, 5 out of 5, and 3 out of 5 in our practice programs, meaning we only had to do practice 2 to finish off the whole thing. And finally, we could skip the practice 3. In terms of settings, I've tried to do career mode settings and make it so like I've got so that I've got reduced R&D. However, it's not letting me do that, whereas the people on PC making content are able to do that, which I'm very unhappy about. But it is what it is. I'm not going to complain too much. I mean, it means I might be at the front very quickly, but from what I've seen so far, the game is very fun. It's very nice to drive. I'll keep putting the AI up more and more and more as we go through, and it should stay competitive the whole year. It should be some nice racing the whole year. The AI seem very, very good to race this year. You know, they don't seem to have mistakes when side by side. They don't seem to lock up loads when side by side. They seem to be very composed and stuff like that, instead of very mistake prone or likely to crash. Which you always want when you're making content. You just want some nice racing. You don't care where you finish. You just want some nice racing and some logical racing. And you want it to be realistic. Whereas in the past, for example, if I was like, let's say, doing a career mode and I wasn't like making content on it, I would have it on like 95 AI in the last game, somehow get on pole in an Alpine in realistic performance, because I was very good at that track specifically. Instead of just putting the AI up, I'd just take pole, and then I'd defend like a madman for 30 laps and cost everyone about a minute of race time. This year, we're not going to do the same thing. We're going to be a bit more realistic. You know, we're in a we're technically in a new coming car. However, because of the new regs, we've been able to get up to speed quite quickly. That's technically the law and the background and the context of this team. We've been doing our research last season, and we've come in with a pretty competitive car already. So yeah, let's get into our Q1 lap. So, let's get on with the serious commentary as well. Into turn 1, we missed the apex slightly. There's about another tenth there. I'm just pointing out my flaws. There's about another half a tenth there because we get stuck on that curb and it costs us a little bit of traction, a little bit of grip. We then move into this corner. We actually take this corner quite nicely. We get on the power quite early. We go a little bit wide, so again, maybe more time everywhere. But it's fine. And then we take this section quite nicely. The brand new handling for a controller is brilliant now. With you don't have to like turn your stick massively to get it to turn. You only have to turn it slightly, meaning that fast little sequences of corner like that are very nice. Coming down into here, you know, I've actually kind of mastered this corner. This used to be like my least favourite corner on the whole track. We've kind of mastered it now. It's kind of a fun corner. We rarely mess up on it nowadays, unless like I'm under pressure. Then maybe I might go a bit wide. But yeah, coming through here again, we take it quite nicely. However, we wander a bit wide, and then we have to do this kind of sharp turning. We don't want to spin the car, so we have to get off the throttle a little bit, costing us, I'd say, another tenth. So I'd say overall within this lap, we've lost around 3 tenths at most. I'd say maybe with the perfect lap, we can gain 3-4 tenths. So yeah, let's see where this lap puts us. So, you know what? Let me just tell you what happened. So we're actually going to take P1 in this session for now. Because, yeah, I put the AI on 80, and I was like, yeah, you know, that's a reasonable area. Turns out that it'd be better if I had it on 85. So, yeah, if I had it on 85, that'd be 5 tenths slower. That'd put me around about P7, which is where Poor Chair is, to be fair. Poor Chair! And what is he doing? How is Teo Poor Chair, a 67 rated driver, P7? Clearly, it was just a bit of a weird session, wasn't it? But we're going to skip past it. We're going to move into the next session. We're getting P2 somehow. But however, we were 6 tenths off Leclerc, who sets himself glitch lap time. So yeah, moving into the next session. If I'm being realistic, right, I feel like 85 AI would be good. I've not raced as much as other people. I mean, my friend's already got it on 103 AI, which is, you know, I was only running like 95, 100 by the end of the last game. So he's already up to speed pretty much. He's loving this game. I'm still getting used to it a little bit, especially on every single track. So I've only raced like 3 different tracks. I've raced like Qatar, Vegas in time trial, and then I can race at Qatar. We've done a couple races here now after this My Team race and stuff like that. But overall, this Q2 lap is just scruffy. We're behind Hamilton, we're distracted, and it's just scruffy. However, it's only a tenth behind the Q1 lap time. And you'll see that ends up getting us. But I feel like from the next race onwards, we'll run at 85 AI in the race and in the quali, because with this, we ran 85 in the race and we ran 80 in quali, because I didn't know how low it was. And then I feel like by the end of the month, maybe by the end of the week of doing My Team, we'll maybe be up to 90, maybe even 95, so we'll be back up to speed and we'll be progressing into getting even better at the game. So, yeah. But I don't mind getting points in my first race. If we were to get points in this race, guys, I wouldn't actually mind too much. But once I move the AI up, I feel like we will start slipping down until we get better at the game, which is only fair. So from the next race onwards, I'll make it a bit more challenging for myself. However, I do feel like we ended up having a pretty fun race. So that was it for Q2. We actually were only 6 tenths off again. Leclerc setting an identical lap time to Q1. And we're not going to take part in Q3 because I felt like as if I shouldn't have got there. Porsche ended up getting 14th and we were only about a second quicker. So maybe we should be on 90 AI already. But we'll see what it comes to for the next quali session. Let's get into it.
This is the real deal. And it's make or break here at round 1 of this year's Formula 1 World Championship. There's no shortage of passing opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Bahrain International Circuit, with the best, of course, at turn 1, and then another soon after into turn 4. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, and we could see 1 or 2 flat spots into that tight left-hander of turn 10. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And it's Charles Leclerc in P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Russell, Perez, Hamilton, Sainz, Fernando Alonso, Norris, Gasly, Iceman, Stroll, Bottas, Oscar Piastri, Théo Pourchaire, Albon, Tsunoda, Hulkenberg, Magnussen, Joe, De Vries, Sargent, De Vries. And now it's time to head down to the track.
So Ocon somehow has a penalty and is now also called De Vries. So unlucky, mate. But yeah, let's go. Let's sort the strategy out. So we're going to go initially for a soft to medium strategy. I'm going to stick to the fuel recommended because I went half a lap over at the Qatar race I did. And I didn't have enough. I had to fuel save for the last couple of laps. So we're going to drop the tyre pressures down a little bit. We're going to run the same setup. It's basically just a balanced setup with brake bias 53, differential 50, and the wings on just a bit lower than what balanced is, which I think I'll probably just run for most tracks. But Bahrain, you know, I don't mind. I mean, with the straight line speed on this game, it's not too bad. Yeah, off we go for the formation lap. Let's get these tyres up to heat. And by the time we get to the end of the formation lap, they are lovely and warm. And let's see if we can get a purple grid slot for our first formation lap lineup of F123. Let's see, go on. Oh, it's beautiful. It's 0.4. This is going to be a brilliant race. I'm in the mood already. Here we go. I'm really excited for this race, guys. Let's see what we can do in this race. We're starting P10. The guys ahead are on hard tyres. Myself and the cars behind are on softs. I have no clue who else is on softs. But if no one's on softs, I could have the best start ever. Here we go, boys. 5 red lights. Bahrain Grand Prix. The My Team Career Mode gets underway. And it's lights out. And away we go. We've had a brilliant start. We've already got past 1, 2, 3, 4. Hamilton's had a slow start. 5, 6. Oh my word, we're already up into P5. We're going to go around the outside of Leclerc and Sergio Perez. Are we having a little look at Russell here? No, we're not. We're holding position. We're going to make sure not to send it on him. And we're into P3. I've got a nosebleed. Why on earth am I in P3 from P10? Why are starts so broken compared to the AI? What on earth am I seeing? Oh my word, I'm clearly having a nosebleed. I'm driving like an idiot now. Look at this awful driving. I'm like, how am I P3? My live reaction was literally like, what? How am I P3? But a lot of the guys were on harder tyres than me. So maybe we would have gained like 4 positions off the start. Not 7. Not 7 positions. So maybe full traction control. I'm going to have to master it pretty soon just to not have overpowered starts, I guess. But there we go. We are now up into P3 already in this race, and we seem to be getting into the groove a little bit more. We're not making as many mistakes as we were in the first sector. However, we have got Perez and Sos right behind, the fastest car on the grid. He's down here in P4, sorry. Yeah, I've got P3, mate. Unlucky. Are we going to end up running almost a full lap in the podium places on this game? No. Checo's got me. Are we going to fight it? No, we're going to let him pass into the last corner. Can we maybe overtake him again? No, he's kind of just stopped on the apex. Kind of just halted my momentum. I don't know if we'll be able to get back past him now either because of that. Let's have a little look. Are we going to make the move on Perez? Are we? No, we're going to decide against it, which I think is a smart decision. There's no point fighting with Perez. He's not our fight. He's a Red Bull driver. We'd just be costing ourselves seconds a lap. Talking about costing ourselves lap time, we've just had an awful exit, and now we've got Leclerc to defend from. Speaking of Leclerc, by the end of the lap, Leclerc's already overtaken us going into the final corner. And again, he just another driver who overtakes us there and sits on that apex. This is going to be a reoccurring theme throughout the whole Grand Prix. But let's see, can we get back past Leclerc? We're close enough. I don't know why we're trying to get past Leclerc. DRS is enabled, so even if we don't, we're going to switch it from the inside to the outside. We're going to try go around the outside of the Monegasque driver. Let's see what we can do. Very nicely kept. Are we going to be able to squeeze him out? No, he's still there. Can we squeeze him out potentially? No, he's still there on our inside. We're going to have to go around the outside now. Can we keep our foot in? Can we get enough traction? Can we get on the grip? Yes, we can. And we keep P4. That is a brilliant defensive display from myself. Moving on to lap 8, we are going to box already. Tyre wear's getting too bad. The tyres feel horrendous. We just got overtaken by Leclerc. We're under pressure from Alonso. Let's get on the hard tyres and try use one of these underpowered undercuts on the new F1 game to try maybe get back and get a bit of a gap to Alonso that we can maybe defend for the rest of the Grand Prix with some consistent lap times. So in we come. It's a purple turn-in as well. It's beautiful, and a 2.4 second stop time. One thing I must say is it's not as easy to spin with the hard tyres. Yes, there's a bit of a performance gap, but if you're just a bit careful, you're not going to spin with these new tyres. You should be fine. So yeah, we come out, and already we have not died. So that must be an indication of what I was saying, that the tyres aren't as difficult as they were before when you come out of the pit box. Yeah, so as I was saying, you know, actually quite a comfortable lap this. I mean, there's a couple of mistakes here and there, but for a cold tyre lap, we've not lost 8 seconds. We've actually gaining time on the car ahead. I think medium traction control is the way to go. If you're someone who spun quite a lot on the last game, but could drive on medium traction control when you were being careful, just keep medium traction control when you're playing online. Learn traction control, because it's not as easy to spin. You still spin, but it's not as easy on no traction control. But learn it. And you can be realistic in your career modes and have spins, whilst also being able to be consistent and be quite fast in league racing. And Lewis Hamilton is out the Grand Prix. That'll be another position for us. I think he was ahead of us. No, actually, Hamilton was behind us because of that poor start he had. So yeah, Hamilton is out the Grand Prix. That's one less driver we're going to have to defend from later on. That's even if he catches us. I mean, we've got good pace right now on these tyres. And we're going to have more drivers coming into the pits this lap, coming on to lap 10. We've already overtaken De Vries, and we've got Sargent ahead of us. Magnussen in, a few other drivers in, Bottas on the mediums in. And we're going to eye up Sargent in. Look, there's Théo Pourchaire! Buddy! Pourchaire! Let's see, mate. What you doing? Oh, right, what are we doing? Ignore that, you didn't see that. I've not cut any corners at all. I'm innocent. And we're going to send it down the inside of Sargent on those worn softs. New tyres are just so much better on this game. It's so nice to do undercuts. And yeah, everyone else is into the pits. We've overtaken Pourchaire. That is the thumbnail when we overtook Pourchaire. And we're going to come out... Oh, Leclerc's right there, you know. We've made up 2.5 seconds on this undercut. Are we going to be able to get past Charles Leclerc here? Leclerc, he's a bit slow on the brand new tyres. He's a bit dazed. He doesn't know where he is. We've gone around the outside at turn 2. That is brilliant. We're into what is effectively P3 again. Leclerc's tyres are warmed up, and he's going to go sailing past us. It's fine, it's fine. You know, we've still got P4. Is this P4? No, this is P5 now. We've still got P5, Leclerc's up to P4, got Perez P3, Russell P2, Verstappen P1. Where's Alonso? That's my question. Has Alonso even boxed yet? We're going to go for it again on Leclerc. What are we doing? We're going to go down the inside of Charles Leclerc. We're battling this. We want this move. Russell's only 3 seconds up the road. We've made about 6 seconds upon Russell on this undercut. What's happened to him? Well, we're losing time now anyway, so I don't think we should worry about him too much. But Leclerc's still behind us. He's gone past us now. He's stopped on that bloody apex again. I'm going to get annoyed in a minute just watching it. I don't know what he's doing. Let's just get past him. This is revenge, mate. Don't sit on the apexes when I'm around, mate. You're going to get absolutely sent on into turn 1. You know what? I'm just too fast for you, mate. You sit behind me. It's a clean overtake. We're sticking ahead of Charles Leclerc here. And with only 5 laps to go, could we potentially keep a P4 in our first race? That is just so unrealistic. I'm sorry, but even saying that makes me feel like guilty. Makes me feel like I've put the AI too low or something. But it's their fault. They're battling too much. If they weren't battling, I'd be like P10. But, you know, it is what it is. This time we've kept Leclerc behind because I've finally gone, right, we're losing time. We need to try keep a gap to Alonso to try stay ahead of him eventually. Let's let Leclerc go. So we've let Leclerc go. We've now dropped down to P5. And here's Alonso. Literally at the end of the next lap, Alonso's overtaken us. Is he going to sit on the apex? Alonso, mate, you're 42 years old and you're sitting on an apex. You sad man. Just to slow me down. You know what? For that, we're going to have to go sailing back past your L plan. In a bit, mate. We're going to go down the inside of the Aston Martin. Are we going to get ahead cleanly before the break? Is it? That's Carlos Sainz. What's Carlos Sainz doing? Carlos Sainz trying to go and get a 2-for-1 special. We're going to squeeze him out on the outside. Maybe do Fernando Alonso a favour because, you know, we have a bit of bias towards him. He's in Seb's car. And yeah, I mean, Alonso managed to stay ahead. And he's behind us again. And this time, he's not overtaken us into that corner, which means he's going to get us on this main straight. We need to use a bit of ERS just to make sure Sainz doesn't get us. We're going to snip back into the slipstream of Alonso. We're not going to make a dive on him. We're just going to let him go. Being a bit more realistic here. We're a slower car in an unrealistic position. We're just going to let some cars pass, maybe fight a little bit to be a bit more interesting for content reasons. But other than that, we're going to try not to be too far out of position, which would be fringes just inside the top 10 realistically is where we should be on R&D charts. So yeah, I mean, Sainz is stuck behind us onto the last lap of the Grand Prix now, and Carlos Sainz makes the move. Carlos Sainz is up into P6. Can we fight it? Can we keep this P6 on 40% worn hard tyres? Sainz probably on about 25% worn, maybe even 30 at worst on his tyres. And he's just pulling away. There's no way we can get him. We're going to have a little look, and it's so sensitive, the steering, that I just started, like, weaving on the straight. That's actually a bit funny, but we're not going to talk about it. Carlos Sainz has pulled away. I don't think there's a chance of us keeping up with him. We're going to have to try keep DRS, because Norris is closing in at a rate of knots. If we don't get DRS here and we let Norris in, we're putting ourselves under real pressure for the final corner, and it's not something I want to be dealing with, a last corner defence for P7. That's not something I want to be doing. Carlos Sainz. We just about get the DRS on Carlos Sainz. We're not going to be able to overtake him, but that should allow us to stay ahead of Lando Norris. Let's see what happens here coming into the final sector of the Grand Prix. Are we going to take it quite nicely? To be fair, we've taken it quite nicely so far. How's this bit going to go? I mean, I think we're focused now. We're really focused on just trying not to let Norris through. We've got an 8.5 tenth advantage. Maybe we've gone a bit too narrow there. We go wide on the exit, but I don't care. We're going to drain the rest of the battery. Norris, he's closing in. He's got the superior straight line speed, even with that bloody awful McLaren engine. Let's see what we can do. I think he's a bit too far back, so I think he's going to be P7 on our team's debut. Maybe that's a bit unrealistic, but Norris is close to us on the R&D chart, and Stroll's clearly just awful.
Race over. Take care of the car on the way in. That's it then for another spectacular Grand Prix here in Bahrain, and a real champion's drive to take the win. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Here come today's winners.
So yes, guys, that is it for this Grand Prix. We'll give you a quick little look here at the end race results. So it ended up being Verstappen, Perez, Russell, Leclerc, Alonso, Sainz, myself, Norris, Stroll and Bottas getting points, with Gasly, Albon, Hulkenberg, Piastri, Ocon, Tsunoda, Zhou, Magnussen, and then I think Pourchaire was like P19. And yeah, you know what? For a first race result, we're going to take that. Hopefully in the future races with higher AI, we'll be battling for P10, not inside P10 defending it. Hopefully we'll be like maybe coming through from P15 for the points. But yeah, we'll figure out the AI eventually. We'll figure out this game eventually, and we'll be up to speed in no time. But I love this game, guys. If you've sat here and you've watched the whole way through the video, I mean, respect to you. Thank you so much for doing that. And I hope you're having a great day, basically, because, you know, you're being nice to me by watching the whole video and not wasting my time. I'm not going to waste your time, and you're going to get a special message as I've just given you. So I hope you've enjoyed the comments, the content. Make sure, you know, you let me know things you want to see me do, maybe some colours and things like that. So that was the first episode, guys. That was a brilliant first episode, one of the longest videos on my channel, and I'm hoping to make more videos. Potentially there'll be a race tomorrow. It just depends, because I've got other things going on right now, like, it just depends if I go to the gym after school on whether that'll be up tomorrow. I'd love to, in an ideal world, have videos up every day, but we'll just see how it goes. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. I hope you have a good week as well, because it is a Sunday. And happy Father's Day to any dads out there.